Welcome to Class 9 students. Go ahead and take a deep breath, because this year, everything changes. Today, we are going to decode the very source code of human society. In this explainer, we will explore the exact systems that make our world tick. I'm going to take my time, speaking slowly and clearly, to ensure you completely grasp every fundamental concept of your exciting new syllabus. So let's dive right into this, shall we? Here's the question to start us off. Why do you live exactly where you live? Have you ever actually thought about it? I mean, why is your city so crowded? Or perhaps, why is your village so spread out? Why does your particular region depend heavily on farming, or maybe on industry? I'm asking you this right now to hook your imagination, because here's the secret. Society does not function by pure chance. It is driven by a highly complex, absolutely fascinating web of systems. Here is our agenda for today's explainer. First, welcome to Class 9. Next, society and everyday life. Then, India's ancient knowledge traditions, followed by geography and history explained. After that, politics and economics explained. And finally, why social science matters. Let's start with Chapter 1. Welcome to Class 9, a new perspective. Entering grade 9 marks a massive shift in your academic journey. Think back to your previous years. In grades 6 through 8, you explored history and geography mostly through simple, really engaging stories of people and places. It was fun, right? But now we are moving up a level to a systematic, analytical study. You see, while subjects like physics and chemistry study the natural world around us, social science studies our institutions, our cultures, and human interactions. It is literally the science of us. Moving on to Chapter 2, Society and Everyday Life, the Invisible Web. I want to invite you to look really closely at something you do every single morning without even thinking about it. Eating your breakfast. The journey of that simple meal is actually incredible. Step 1, those ingredients were harvested by farmers in entirely different regions across India. Step 2, they were processed by various workers in mills and factories. Step 3, they had to be transported via public roads that are built and maintained by government authorities. And only then, Step 4, the food finally reaches your daily plate. This quick step-by-step breakdown proves just how deeply interconnected our society is, literally before you even fully wake up for the day. Everything around you right now, from the modern buildings where you live, to the electricity flowing through the wires, to the rivers that supply our drinking water, it all relies heavily on governance, economic production, and our natural environment. All of these things have to work together in a very delicate balance. And you, as a student and citizen, are an active participant in this massive, interconnected painting. Let's move to Chapter 3. India's ancient knowledge traditions, the roots of inquiry. Now, you might think the spirit of questioning and logical reasoning is a completely modern invention, but it's not. It has deep, profound roots right here in ancient Indian traditions. Take the Panchamahabhutas, for example. These are the 5 great elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. Early Indian thinkers used this very concept to systematically understand how the environment fundamentally influences where we settle, the occupations we choose, and even our health practices. It was a brilliant, early attempt to understand the natural world as one perfectly interconnected system. And then we have this truly beautiful concept, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means the world is one family. Take a second to really appreciate this idea. Long before we had the internet or airplanes crossing the globe, this philosophy perfectly expressed global interconnectedness across all regions and cultures. It links directly to what modern social science tries to achieve today when we study our shared global relationships. Our ancestors in early India were systematically thinking about these complex structures centuries ago. Take Chanakya's Arthashastra, composed roughly 2,300 years ago. In it, he deeply analyzed administration, economic management, taxation, and the absolute moral duties of rulers toward their people. This proves that statecraft and governance was a highly structured science in India long before modern academic subjects were even established. Chapter 4, Geography and History Explained, Space and Time. In grade 9, you are going to tackle 4 massive core disciplines, starting with space and time. Let's talk about geography first. Interactive tools, like the NCERT School Bhuvan portal, prove that geography isn't just about memorizing static maps anymore. It is about actively understanding the dynamic relationship between human societies and their physical surroundings over time. It's about using modern tools, like geographical information systems, to accurately map your own locality and deeply understand spatial relationships. Next up, we have history. This is the systematic study of the human past. In Bharat, ancient traditions like the Itihasa Purana beautifully preserved our cultural memory through powerful stories that reinforced enduring moral values. But modern history writing increasingly relies on scientific, empirical evidence. We use things like human genetics and carbon dating to confidently reconstruct timelines and understand the exact social realities of our ancestors. So how exactly do historians gather all this empirical evidence? Well, they do it through sources. Whether it is a beautifully preserved Samaveda manuscript or the Tamil Tirak roll meticulously written on a traditional palm leaf, literary sources are absolutely essential. Things like travelogues, folklore, and manuscripts are vital keys that help historians unlock the thoughts, the ethics, and the daily lives of people from the past. Beyond written texts, we also have material remains, which are known as archaeological sources. These are physical objects like a Sindhu Saraswati terracotta figurine or a magnificent 12th century Vishnu sculpture. These artifacts are excavated from the earth and then tested scientifically in laboratories to uncover undeniable truths about the vast civilizations that crafted them. Now, there are two vital new vocabulary words you absolutely must remember this year regarding sources. Make a note of these. First, epigraphic sources. These are texts and royal decrees permanently inscribed on durable surfaces like stone pillars or metal plates. Second, numismatic sources. This refers to ancient coins and currency. You'd be amazed, but a single ancient coin can reveal incredible details about a kingdom's wealth, the faces of its rulers, its political boundaries, and even its international trade routes. Chapter 5. Politics and Economics Explained. Power and Resources. Now we are zooming in on exactly how power is managed in society. Let's slowly break down political science, specifically in the Indian context. Globally, this subject studies governance, constitutions, and power structures. But historically in India, politics was never treated as just a separate, isolated discipline. It was always deeply linked to dharma, meaning moral duty, and artha, meaning economic well-being. We can trace these holistic ideas all the way back through epic texts like the Mahabharata. And beautifully enough, this ancient idea of community governance is highly visible today in our modern grassroots Panchayati Raj system, which gives ordinary citizens a direct voice in their local development. And then we have economics, which allows us to trace India's very dynamic economic journey. Centuries ago, India was a massive, incredibly wealthy global trade and industry hub. But then came the colonial era, which brought severe disruption, widespread poverty, and the tragic decline of our traditional industries. Finally, we reached the post-independence era, where we began the immense task of rebuilding our infrastructure, expanding education, and actively reducing poverty. Economics is all about these massive decisions, how a society balances economic growth, equity, and sustainable resources, so that the benefits actually reach all sections of society. Finally, Chapter 6. Why Social Science Matters, Your Role. To truly master this subject, you must realize why it is absolutely essential for your future. And I don't just mean to pass your exams, but to successfully navigate your life. Geography focuses on space and environment. History focuses on time and past events. Political science on power and governance, and economics on resources and distribution. So the absolute crucial takeaway here is that no single field can explain human society on its own. They are like pieces of a puzzle. They must all work together to give you a comprehensive, fully connected picture of the world. Ultimately, mastering social science transforms you into an active citizen. It helps you deeply understand how governments actually function so you can participate responsibly in civic life. It empowers you to confidently ask informed, critical questions about shared challenges, things like public health, employment, and protecting our environment. By understanding how the decisions of the past shaped our present, it fully equips you to make much wiser choices for our shared future in this democratic society. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a real-world challenge. What is one major change that has taken place right in your own locality over the past 5 years? It could be related to transport, maybe new housing, changes in technology, or the local environment. I want you to step outside and observe your own world like a true social scientist. Think about what caused this change and how it has actually affected the lives of the people around you. And then leave your findings in the comments below.